Content warning. The following video may contain content harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Hey guys, what's going on? Just wanted to make a rant video, let you guys know where I'm at the moment. I actually don't know where the fuck I'm at the moment. I wish I did. I'm still trying to kind of figure that out. Some people say it's this heavenly realm. Some people say it's this school. Some people say it's a fucking soul trap. To me, soul trap actually would make the most sense because, again, it being a school doesn't have to mean it becomes an obstacle course. And this idea, too, of like NDEers going back and experiencing, look how you treated this person and experiencing it from their perspective or lesson type things. It's like, okay, why am I being sent to a finite physical realm that's like a fucking obstacle course that actually restricts free thinking? Don't forget that part. It restricts free thinking. That's the opposite of a school. That's a prison. But anyways, let's pretend it's a learning grounds. Why would you send me to the finite physical realm where I can't experience the other person's emotions and all that like I can in the spirit realm, where you're guilt tripping me to go back to the physical realm to relearn some shit? Wouldn't the spirit realm be a better school type place for me to learn, considering I can experience other people's suffering or whatever? So why are you sending me to the amnesia realm? It's not a school. That's a very silly argument. You do learn things here. Absolutely. That's like a soul's journey. I don't know if that's so much a school. This place is not a school. This place restricts free thinking. There really isn't much of substance to learn here anyways. Even searching for the most deep divine truths in the reality, it really just leads you down a bunch of an infinite amount of rabbit holes that all have partial truths, that all have evidence to back them up, blah, blah, blah. And you can believe this silly hat story or that silly hat story or that silly spiritual belief or that pre-programmed scripted belief. But it's definitely not a school. So what are you supposed to learn here other than you never need to come back here again? That's a weird school. You could have just put a wall with nails on it and made us walk towards it, you know? Same thing, like, oh, I know not to go down this way. We had to come to this suffering realm or whatever. And not just suffering, if you're empathetic, for you, your life could be perfect. My actual own personal life, other than like the recent illness I had, I can't complain that much about. But it's not just because I'm empathetic. I feel other people suffering. I see other people suffering and it hurts me too. So even if my life is perfect, I'm still suffering because other people around me are suffering. This place is fucking stupid for an empathetic human being. Or being empathetic in the evil, demonic, or suffering realm is not the proper path to walk because it just causes more internal conflict to the individual suffering from all of it. It's not a school unless it's supposed to train us how to be fucking evil and psychotic and money hungry and materialistically driven. Is that what it's trying to teach us? What the fuck's that? I don't want to learn it. Then I want to drop out of this school. I don't want to learn how to be one of those fucking physical slime creatures. I'm sorry. Anyways, or is it trying to teach us how to be like psychotic? Like, is that what? Is it trying to teach us how to be crazy? Just cutthroat, like cold, emotionless, like that's the only thing that this reality would be training or teaching anybody, the way it's set up. Like, what kind of school would it be then? Like, let's be honest, is it a school to make us crazy, to make us like, yeah, this cutthroat type of, I'll step on that person's back, I'll lie, I'll cheat, I'll fucking stab people in the back and I'll lie and be a scummy motherfucker, you know, and life will reward you up to the highest levels. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, so then if it is a school, it's to teach us how to be crazy. So yeah, I would say become cold and cutthroat and evil if you believe it's a school because, well, that's what it's teaching. So it's definitely not a school. How could you be guilt tripped to come back to an amnesia realm too? Like, let's not forget that part. We're sent in with amnesia. We're kind of, Is it a short bus school? What kind of school are we talking about here? Because if it was about learning and growing, you would want the thing going into it to have as much information as possible in its mind. Not be wiped of all of it and then have to fucking meditate and to realize that you've had other, again, could be all illusions, but think that you've had other existences and, oh, we must come back more than once and blah, blah, blah. And it's a fucking... So again, what kind of school would it be? What do you think it's trying to teach you then? Oh, that this is not the way I want to be. It's teaching me that I'm not like this realm or something. It's like, damn, you could have just told me about the realm and I'd been like, yo, I'm not interested. What are you doing there? Well, you get up every day and you go and you do the same thing again, over and over and over again, because there's this illusion that there's cycles. So they put in this thing called time that doesn't actually exist. But because this big glowing orb goes in circles around this donut realm every day, it gives the illusion of time passing. But really, it's the same day it's always been. That thing's just spinning around. Or that thing's just revolving around, not spinning around. But it's the same day at day one that it is now. It's just an illusion. It's literally a fucking realm set up to trick you into believing a lie. It's bizarre. It's like, well, then what would do that? Is it a good thing? Is it a deceptive, evil thing? The obvious answer is the obvious answer. I wouldn't put you into a realm full of deception if I loved you and cared about you. I wouldn't do that to you. Where everything's a lie and everything's evil and the water's contaminated, the food's contaminated, the air's contaminated. I wouldn't have sent you into a realm like that. First off, just being a decent God, I wouldn't have sent you into a realm like that. And if I was going to send you into a school, it would not be similar to what we're experiencing here. If I was the one that created it, it'd be completely different. And I'm just being logical. I'm not going into mental comfort zones to excuse away the obvious dumbness of all these bizarre beliefs people have. And the idea of you not being good enough and judged to begin with makes no sense. I'm going into this because, like, in NDEs, these things use, like, your past and blah, blah, against you. But you being judged for being what you were built to be makes no sense. How could a God-type creature go, you are evil and sinful? It's like, well, why didn't you put my soul, plug my soul into an avatar, a physical avatar creature that has a consciousness level above the dumb meat monkey human thing? How could you punish me or guilt trip me or make me feel bad for behaving at a low level creature that you plugged me into? How could you judge me for that? If this thing, this dumb human meat monkey thing is driven by sexual desire, dopamine desire, overeating, overusing, over whatever, it's driven that way, how is it my fault for being one of them? You can't judge me for that. That's like God condemning cats to hell for not being dog enough. It makes no sense. It's like you're setting this spiritual standard that's impossible to obtain as a meat monkey little fucking retard dumb thing. You couldn't judge me and all that for being... And I think a lot of people watching this channel are way past the capabilities of the average meat monkey. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you couldn't judge them for that. You couldn't judge us for that. Like, this whole realm revolves around us being lesser to something else. Us bowing down. Us praying. Being the prey. What is the opposite of the prey in a dualistic reality would be the predator. I wouldn't pray to anything. It's literally, man, this whole fucking realm is to crush you down. You're a fucking amoeba. You're nothing. You're a fucking little piece of nothing. You're a fucking piece of nothing floating in the middle of nothing, surrounded by infinite nothingness. Your life don't matter. You're small, you're pathetic. You're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly. Oh, don't forget about the mind virus. You're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly. Oh, look what that person said. Look what this person said. Let's arouse anger in the thing so we can feed off of it at that low, even lower, denser level that we all don't talk about. We all don't know about. I mean, if you read between the lines, and look at the information, a lot of the stuff that's hidden, you can kind of understand all this, but all this stuff is hush hush to the average motherfucker, isn't it? Not only hush hush, but white padded room worthy. Now grab that guy up for thinking outside the... Does that sound like a school to you guys? If a guy had a deep philosophical thought that, let's say that there's a sort of mind virus in humanity that affects the minds of humans, that sort of feeds off of their desires, their driven desires. It's not you so much that wants the dopamine. It's it. So when you're driven to, I'm going to go get a fucking cheesesteak today just because I want to be gluttonous today. That's not so much you. I know that sounds crazy, but the real you wants you to be healthy. So you're competing against something outside of you. When you're eating it, the dopamine's going through you, but something else is really feeding off of it. Something else is getting the majority of it, I think. I know that sounds crazy, but why are our negative desires, whatever it is, overeating, gambling, fucking, over anything. You could over binge watch shows. You could over video games. You could over sex. You could over anything. It's not so... You get the good feeling you do when you do these things. But it's something else that drives you and gets the majority of it. Because at the end of the day, you're left feeling empty, needing it again. Something takes it from us. It goes through us, but there's something that feeds off of these things. These desires that drive you. It drives humanity. Desire is the devil. If you're able to question your own thoughts more than once, you will see you are driven by external entities that do not have your best interest at hand. They're not nice guys. They've never got anything nice to say. Some days I do feel protected. Well, I know I'm protected, but these things still exist. Absolutely, these things exist. I coexist with them as well. But even having a thought like that's like, oh no, this guy's losing his mind. He's crazy. Put him in a white padded room. Does that sound like a school or a learning ground to you? That's no, you're this is what's happening. Shut up. Don't question it. If you question it, you're crazy. That is the opposite of a fucking goddamn school, and it's obvious. So it ain't a school, it ain't a learning ground. It's a realm created where something else is feeding off of humanity. Because the observable realm for most humans, again, I'm not talking about 0.1%, I'm talking about the majority of people that struggle every day. It's not a great experience. It's not the greatest experience. There's a lot of unnecessary suffering in the realm. There's a lot of meaninglessness in the realm. The things that people attach to don't have real meaning. People become obsessed with anything. Checkers, football, anything. But you can't take none of that shit with you when you die. Like, it's obviously meaningless. It's material. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, not on a deep level. What the fuck are you going to do with your favorite football player's jersey when you're standing at the pearly gates? You know what I'm saying? That shit's back there. It doesn't even fucking matter. You're a fart in the wind in this reality. But the observable reality that you're in and out of in a fucking whatever, from 0 to 120 years, some people live. That's what it is. But while you're in that fucking window, peeping into this little dookie boy, it is in fact a fucking dookie boy realm. Observing this dimension of reality, well, I found the dump in existence, in the consciousness of the all God mind. I found the dookie boy realm. Fuck this place. That's what I learned. If it's a school, it's a fucking... You didn't learn it was a school. You learned it was a deceptive, evil, demonic, lying, deceptive, evil's always in power, nothing good ever happens realm. It's just like, this shit's a fucking obvious shithole. But, I don't know, people, well, I've seen a lot of channels lately, like, and it is true to a degree, like, they're not lying. They're not lying, I just don't agree with that approach. And a lot of people don't agree with my approach. Some people would say I'm too aggressive or abrasive, but some people that are like that speak to me personally sometimes, so I figure maybe I speak to other people being that way sometimes. Like, I can't be everybody's fucking, favorite cereal, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I can be me and try to be as genuine as possible. And notice I say try to be as genuine as possible because I'm aware. I'm constantly not struggling so much anymore. Again, if I'm conscious of it, aware of it, present in the moment, it doesn't exist to me, whatever I would call a mind virus. But on autopilot, it's there. It talks its little stupid shit. It drives me to overeat, overthink. I'm telling you guys, I've sort of learned to sense the energy of these entities. Once you become aware of them, I don't know, people say they become entities themselves. Maybe that's what's going on. These things that have attached themselves to me that I'm becoming aware of. Mind viruses to a degree. Maybe once they are found out, maybe once I'm aware of them and I want them detached from me, they literally become like an entity. I don't know what it's called, a sprit or whatever. I don't know, like a summon. Maybe they're literally, and that's what I'm experiencing, is these detached entities. But I don't want them with me anymore. They're literally like leeches, and they're like addicts. It's bizarre. The things that they feed off of in you, they're like, there is a gluttony demon that exists, or an entity. I'll say it there. Okay, there's an entity that exists, and he's a strong motherfucking one. It's a very strong one. It's lazy. It's overeating. It's oversexing. It's over gluttony. It's a very strong entity. But it's not you that, I know that sounds crazy. It's not you that feeds off of it. It's gluttony that feeds off of it. It passes through you. Gluttony's insatiable. He's not satiable. It is not satiable. Gluttony. It just wants more. It just wants pure ejaculation all the time. I know that sounds crazy. Once you become aware of it, you'll realize when you're overeating, I'm not hungry anymore. Yeah, but I want more. It's like this stupid voice that's trying to harm you. And you're conscious and aware that harming you is the last thing on your list of things to do in the day. I come up with more important things to do than harming myself, but it'll want to go out and, get another junk food and stuff it in its mouth and blah, 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 blah. And gluttony. It damages the avatar. Every avatar knows what they're doing to themselves, but they still do it. It's like rat poisoning put in front of you. And you're just like, man, I just need a little bit more rat poisoning. It's so hard to defeat this demon. These things are very powerful, some of them. There's low-level demons. They'll feed off your old school traumas and shit. I'm calling them demons. They're actually like energy entities we're unaware of. They're sort of conscious. I think they're conscious. I don't know how they work. I think they work through your... I think they're electrical in nature or energetic in nature. Hurry up, get out the paddy wagon. But that's a school. This guy's contemplating deeper thoughts. Lock him up. People are fucking ridiculous and they think this place is a school. Like, how? Well, because you went to school at those early ages of indoctrinating the brain and, blah, blah, blah. Like, that doesn't mean that the reality is a school. The reality is a fucking observable shithole ran by demons, ran by dark, evil creatures that feed off of the violence, the suffering, and the misery. And that's observable. If you look into psychology, past the very limited, indoctrinated state of thinking of psychologists, where they aren't allowed to question the voices that you'll arouse anger in the patient, but don't talk about it. Huh? Just dope them up and then shrink their brains and blah, blah. These people are a part of society. We should actually be listening to what they're saying. But anyways, you got us dense motherfuckers having to figure it out, because all the ones that heard voices, hurry up, put them in a room and fucking dope them to their gills. So you get these dense not able to hear, trying to tap into that for information. And again, I wouldn't take back another day, but life has become interesting. Like I said, I can sense the presence of these entities now. And so, yeah, life's definitely gotten way more interesting. But I know this is going to sound weird, but I sort of not enjoy their presence, but I enjoy tormenting them. And it's easy for me to do now, but so they stop coming around. But okay, so the next time you have a negative thought in your mind, if you question it and it isn't really your thought, now don't get it twisted and start thinking every thought in your head is not your thought. I would say a lot of the thoughts in your head are your thoughts. So don't get that mixed up, because you're going to go down a rabbit hole that's going to drive you crazy. But a lot of them, if you question them, make no sense to you. Trust me. Just do it. Practice it. You don't have to trust me. Just practice it. And when one of these thoughts are aroused in your mind, question it. And almost talk to the thought in your own head. I mean, you could talk out loud too. I'm sure that's just as effective. Actually, I know that that's effective for some reason. When you say things out loud with your vocal cords, it's powerful in the presence of these entities. Why am I should keep thinking this stuff's crazy. It's actually really good information. But question these thoughts. And when you know one isn't you, you tell it. That's not me. You're a liar. You're deceptive. You're a mind virus. You're pathetic. Get away from me. Leave me. These things will stop negative thought looping. I'm telling you. Anyway, so it's not a school. If you die and you're in the middle of an NDE and they try to say, oh, you were a bad student, say, fuck you, get away from me. I do not want to interact with you. I didn't even ask for this communication. I didn't ask for your presence. In my presence, leave me. Like, why are we even communicating? I didn't want to walk down this avenue of existence. Get away from me. I don't know how to tell you to approach these entities. I would say create a realm that you know you created in your mind. And instantly go to that realm where you know you're safe. Make a realm that's impenetrable. And it will be impenetrable. Everybody that astral projects does this. Well, that's good at astral projection. They all do this. They know there's a safe realm for them. Realm, whatever you want to call it. There's a safe realm. I think once you become conscious of this, you will start doing it in your dreams. You'll start. And it's weird, man. Things work through time. There are dreams that I started creating when I was a child that I think are safe rooms for me now. That I started creating back then before I was even conscious of any of this. So your consciousness is actually a timeless sort of entity. This is interesting. The last couple of videos I made, halfway through the videos, I started having trouble breathing, sort of, or I became super conscious of my breathing, and it made talking more difficult. And it's happening again in this fucking video, this silly, what is this? Is this some sort of breathing entity? But this actually happened now in 2 different videos where I actually started to have trouble breathing because I didn't know where to take my breaths. I had to become super conscious of breathing. I know that sounds weird, but let's take a couple big ass deep breaths and fuck off, little breathing bullshit. But yeah, these things attach to you. Once you become aware of them, talk down to them. They'll fuck off. They don't like being talked down to. So that tells me that they're conscious, but their behavior tells me that they're sort of like automated. It's like, why would you keep over and over and endlessly just the same behaviors, the same patterns, over and 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 over? That's machine-like. And then you look at the way the reality is, like Groundhog's Day. Get up, go to work, get home, take a shower, get up, go to work, go home, take a shower, get up, go to work. Just like this repeating fucking I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. The Groundhog's Day realm. It's like humanity is comfortable with this, like repeating the same patterns over and over. It's like it's making us into robots. Like, what is this repetition Groundhog's Day realm that never progresses or goes anywhere? It never progresses. It's stuck in a meat monkey warring state. How pathetic of a low-level type of creation are we talking about here? How pathetic of a low-level type of creation are we talking about here? That's disgusting. It's a meat monkey, low-level retard race of creatures that are so dense and stupid that they're stuck down in a warring state. You fucking grown adults, and they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of these fucking demonic politicians. You guys are like grown-ass adults and still haven't learned the whole, like, learn to get along with the person sitting next to you. You never got past fucking kindergarten, you fucking demonic bozo clown show driven by the mind virus, little pathetic low-level degenerate souls, completely driven by your demonic desires and needs and your fucking pathetic internal demonic needs, you pathetic low-level fucking short bus souls. I hope you're stuck in this reality permanently, you fucking demons. I know you are, and that's why you hate it. You hate us because we are finite. You're stuck in this fucking realm. I hate you, you fucking mind parasite demon. Go whisper in some other low-level creature's ear. You pathetic, low-level type of existence. You know, if I sat here and lied to you and said it wasn't powerful, it wouldn't be genuine. It's very powerful. But not in my fucking presence it isn't. And that's exactly how you should feel too. If you're watching this, I know exactly what you are. You're nothing in my presence. You speak to the part of your mind that isn't you, and that part will go away. Tell it to fuck off. You're beneath me. You're nothing. You're nothing. And it'll be, some of them are tough. Some of them, again, are like addicts. They don't want to go away. They'll go away, come back. They'll go away, they come back. They're like addicts struggling to survive and feeding off of your dopamine bonuses to your desire-driven stupidities. It's like, Gluttony is just one example. That's one I struggle with. Overeating or, well, you know, I struggle with that. But people look at me and they don't think that, I guess because I'm thin or whatever, but I struggle with overeating, man. I eat till I get sick of it. I don't know why I do that. And I guess I just have a high metabolism because I have a physical job. I'm always moving physically. I'm not a fucking person that sits around all day. So I stay fit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's not like just because you look at me, I look like fit, doesn't mean I don't struggle with gluttony. I fucking struggle with it. Sugar is like literally a demon in and of itself. I would say sugar puts your body in an acidic, coffee, this is going to sound crazy, but anything that makes your blood more acidic puts you in a state where these energy entities want to feed off you. Or I would say, it puts, this sounds crazy. I don't know, but I'm telling you guys, like I can feel, anyway, so if you drink coffee in the morning, it makes your blood more acidic. Even if you get I get the non-pesticide, low-acid coffee or whatever. But even it does it too. It literally drops your blood down into a state where these energy entities feed off you like a battery. And when it sounds crazy. I don't give a fuck, dude. It is what it is. That's why I didn't want to study. I didn't want to research. I didn't really want to look into anybody's opinions. I wanted to develop it myself because I know I can speak directly to people and from personal experience. So I'm grateful and glad that all this misery shit's happening to me, but I have learned a lot, and I think I'm going to be able to help people now. So it works out in the end. Like acidic, gross, like bad food, junk food, sugary foods, we call it mind fog. No, you've literally energetically dropped down into a state where these mind parasites have more access to you. If I know that sounds crazy, Processed foods do it. Basically everything the reality pushes onto us, like sugary, coffee, soda. Go to Starbucks, get your coffee. Just like everything, all the gross acidic foods we eat, they literally drop our energetic levels down to a state where, I know, mind parasites can be in our ears, and that's like, let me focus on this stupid ass thought that's irrelevant. Let me focus on this stupid ass thought that gives me dopamine. Oh, I'll daydream about that, so the little mind parasite feeding off me gets a little more dopamine. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't give a fuck. I am crazy, and I'll wear that like a badge of honor in this fucking dookie boy realm, because being normal in Earth realm number 1 fucking is boring and stupid. Being normal, I'll get a better job and do that until I die. Like, nah, I'm good, dude. Fuck that fucking bullshit. But anyways, yeah. So just basically look at the whole world. Like, the whole realm is being driven by the mind virus, so it would be sort of in a way built to benefit the mind virus, right? Because it's what's in control. So lying to us, deceiving us, feeding us this, drinking us this, blah, 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 all the shit that it does to us is for a reason. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, I think there was something else. What else did I want to talk about? I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back, guys. But yeah, guys, one of the things that I wanted to mention was, one of my biggest fears is that humanity is going to stay in this state forever. Because like I said, the realm was created by it, whatever it is that's super smart and powerful and deceptive that fools humanity. The realm was created by it. The human avatar thing was created by it. And if anybody like me exists in the realm, they would be labeled crazy anyways. So it's done such a good job that I just don't see humanity ever being fully saved. I just don't see it happening. There's only a few people that break enough out of the matrix to even think like that, and then those people would be labeled crazy. So it's like, man, that's like one of my biggest fears is like, so is humanity stuck like that then? Like, is humanity stuck that way? I mean, I hope not. That's, yeah, Gary, I mean, that's like one of my worst fears. Of course I hope not, it's just like, so I don't know, man. I would say the Matrix is so good at making me hurt. It's so good at that. Like the thought of souls not making it, to me, is very hurtful. And this thing does a good job of hurting me. And it still does, the motherfucker. That's arousing emotion in me. Thinking that, and that's, I guess that's why I've sort of detached. I feel like it is sort of the best logical strategy is to detach from being, there's nothing wrong with being empathetic. I think that's beautiful. But feeling bad about everything, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders is not psychologically good for any human being to do for an extended period of time. It's difficult psychologically. But I would say I'm pretty comfortable with the boundaries of what I'm psychologically capable of dealing with, I think. But anyways. So yeah, that's like one of my worst fears is that humanity's just stuck in this hell realm of suffering where it's done so well that they're fed off of. It's done so well that they don't even know about it. I hate that. It's hard to watch. Again, it hurts me at the end of the day. So it's like, fuck this place. Like, this place isn't worth my hurt anymore. I see what it is. It's like this insatiable demon that wants me to suffer. More and more and more suffering. And I've just become aware of its presence. I'm like, fuck you. Leave me. I won't suffer for you anymore. I won't suffer for this demon anymore. I've suffered enough for it. I've suffered most of my life for this demon, this insatiable mind parasite. I've suffered enough for it. I will not suffer for it anymore. I'm going to suffer more in life. That's what life does. I'm going to end up losing people that matter to me. That's what life does. I'm mentally prepared to deal with that. But I won't suffer for this demon anymore. I won't suffer for this fucking demon anymore. Okay, now I'm going to cut this one off and I'll catch you guys in the next one.